She kept her eyes fixed on the floor, balancing a tray in her trembling hands. The diner was busy, the kind of Saturday morning rush that filled every booth with families, couples, and the smell of sizzling bacon. But Sarah, the waitress, couldn't shake the weight pressing down on her shoulders. Her uniform was a little too worn, her shoes scuffed, and she knew the regulars noticed. She could feel their glances, even when they didn't say anything. And so, when she accidentally spilled a few drops of coffee on a customer's table, the laughter and annoyed sighs around her made her cheeks burn. She looked down in shame, clutching the coffee pot tighter. In the corner booth, a little girl sat swinging her legs, holding onto a worn teddy bear. Her parents were too busy talking about bills and work to notice her watching the waitress. The girl had been staring quietly, not with judgment, but with curiosity. She saw something in the waitress's face that the others missed, the kind of sadness that made her heart ache. Sarah disappeared into the kitchen for a moment, trying to take a breath, trying to steady herself. Her rent was overdue. Her fridge at home was almost empty. Every extra shift she worked still never seemed enough. And worse, she felt invisible, like no one ever saw the effort behind her tired smile. When she returned to the dining floor, the little girl's eyes followed her. Sarah bent down to place plates on their table, careful not to spill again. That's when the little girl suddenly reached out, tugging gently at Sarah's sleeve. Sarah froze, startled. The girl leaned closer and whispered, just loud enough for Sarah to hear, "You're really pretty when you smile." Sarah blinked, caught off guard. It wasn't the kind of compliment she expected, especially not from a child. She forced a small smile out of politeness, but the girl shook her head, almost as if she could see right through her. "No," the girl said softly, "I mean it. You look like an angel when you smile." The words cut through the noise of the diner. For a moment, Sarah didn't hear the clinking dishes, the chatter, or the complaints. She only heard the pure honesty in that little voice. It was the first kind word she had received in weeks, and it came from someone who had no reason to give it. Sarah's eyes stung, and she quickly looked away, not wanting to cry in front of strangers. But the little girl wasn't finished. She reached into her small pink backpack, pulled out a crumpled piece of paper, and handed it to Sarah. It was a drawing of a woman holding a tray, with a big sun shining above her. Across the top, in shaky letters, the girl had written, "The nicest waitress." Sarah's hands trembled as she held the paper. Something about it broke through the walls she had built around her heart. Her parents looked confused, almost embarrassed by their daughter's gesture, but Sarah didn't care. She knelt down beside the booth and whispered back, "Thank you. You have no idea how much this means to me." The little girl grinned, her missing front tooth showing, and hugged her teddy bear tighter. The rest of Sarah's shift felt different. The heavy weight on her chest wasn't gone, but it was lighter. She found herself smiling genuinely at customers, even the impatient ones. That little girl's kindness reminded her that she wasn't invisible, that she was more than her struggles. When the family finished their meal and got up to leave, the girl turned back one last time. She waved at Sarah and said, "Don't forget to smile. The world needs it." Sarah stood still, holding that drawing against her chest, and for the first time in a long time, she believed those words. It wasn't money, or a miracle, but it was something just as powerful, hope. And sometimes, hope was enough to keep going. Because in a crowded diner full of people who only saw her mistakes, one little girl saw her heart. And that small act of kindness changed everything.